Hey there, if you are an occupational therapist and you want to open your own business or you're currently in business and you just want to connect with other therapists, other OTs that, are doing what you're doing or what you want to do. Well, my name is Huang. I'm an occupational therapist and certified hand therapist. I'm looking to connect with more OTs out there who are diving into the world of business. I love it so much. I started 10 years ago and it has been, so much of a game changer for me. And one of the things I hear often is like OTs want to do it, but there's a lot of fear around it. Maybe there's not that many OTs in your community that you're seeing that are opening their own business, that are doing their own things, that are wildly successful at either doing a business in their community or maybe even online. So, about 10 years ago, I opened my clinic here in Miami, Florida. And then about 5 years ago, I opened a second business because apparently I didn't have enough to do. But I opened a second business and doing stuff online. So, I'm going to share with you 5 things that I did to grow my clinic and ultimately my online program as well. But I'm going to share with you what I did to grow my clinic then and what I am currently doing now because times have changed. And though business is business, is business, there's a lot of nuances that have changed throughout the years. And what was available back then, 10 years ago, is of more abundance now. Like there's so much more available now. There's less of a restriction. Less of a resistance essentially to get started. And so I wanted to share a little bit about what I did then and what I did now. So what I did then. You can let me know if you've already started on your own business. What have you done? Like, I would love to hear from you. What have you done? What has like worked for you? What's not working for you? That way we can all learn and grow together. So back then, number one, the one thing that I focused on when I first started was getting in network with insurance companies. When people talk about, oh, I want to get patients and stuff like that, some of the first things that I see and hear lies like, I need to get in network with these insurance companies so they can automatically send patients to me. And there's like a falseness around that, but it does make it easier, quote unquote, if you are in network when people call you. But the downside of the easy part is that the reimbursement rates can be really low and they can be actually really hard to get paid. But that was one of the things that I did back then to really fill up my schedule. Now you can go from Medicare insurance, like big insurance, or you can do workers' comp insurance. And so I tried to do all of those things when I first started, and that was one of my big strategies to help me grow my clinic. Then my second thing that I did. 5 things to grow my clinic was to do a lot of marketing to doctors. So one of the things that I did was they didn't have that much money, but I had a lot of time. So I baked cookies and I bought, like the pretty boxes and I packaged them really nicely. And I would go door to door to door marketing and I would, get inside certain offices and market to them. I remember, focus on making such amazing cookies that they would remember me. And I remember going to this one big hospital-based orthopedic practice, and they would let me in. They would take my cookies and would praise how great they were. And I never once saw a patient from them, not one freaking patient. And I would go there every 2 weeks, and then I would go I would market to certain doctors. Every 2 weeks I would go and I'd knock on a different doctor's door and I would bring my cookies and I would hope that they would remember me and send me patients. Number three, one of the things that I did to grow my clinic back then was just to tell everyone. I just told all my friends. I was like, hey, friends, I'm an occupational therapist, a certified hand therapist. If you know anyone or if you yourself, you come in and get therapy with me. And so I would market to my friends. I would just tell people I was open for business. And number four, I would post on social media. So I was on Facebook at that time. Facebook was huge. Instagram wasn't as much, but it was there. And then LinkedIn was a place too. So I'd go on LinkedIn, I'd try to connect with people, and I would share what I was doing. So I would go on social media and I would say, hey, my name is Huang and I'm open for business, essentially. Not like that, but the idea is there, like, hey, this is where I'm located. This is what I do. If you need my help, give me a call. And that's how I would just tell people I was open for business. So I'd post on social media, and I probably would post like here and there whenever I felt like it, whenever, I had a picture or an interesting case. And then number five, what I did was I spent a lot of money on a website. Back then, it was a lot of money for me because I didn't have any income. Like I literally when I started my business, I went cold turkey, right? I went from quitting my job on a Friday, last day, to Monday starting my own business. And 6 months prior to that, I was just working at night, just learning what to do. Um, as much as I could. And I had like no concept of marketing. I had no concept of what I was going to do to drive patients to come into my clinic that would need help. I knew that there are people who needed my help. I know that there's a huge amount of people suffering with hand problems, wrist problems, elbow problems, shoulder problems. I just, I didn't know how to tell them that I was open for business, except for, kind of that word of mouth, right? Word of mouth is amazing, but it takes a lot of time and you can't make it come faster. You can't speed it along. And it's nothing that you can control. So you can just say things to people, but you can't really control, like, are they actually sharing? So those were the five things. I was doing insurance, marketing to doctors, telling friends, posting on social media inconsistently, and then getting a really expensive website. So that's the marketing efforts that I did then. And here are the marketing efforts that I do now. Wildly different, wildly different. Now, granted, it's been 10 years, right? But if you are starting a business now, you want to pay attention to what's happening right now. If you have started your business and you're a couple of years in and you're kind of struggling to grow your clinic and to fill your schedule and to fill another person's schedule so that you're not the only one in your clinic, here's what I'm currently doing right now. I am doing what's called direct marketing directly to my potential customers. So from this one thing, right? It's called direct marketing, right? Direct marketing. Can you even see that? Sorry, I'm writing with a worn out pen. From direct marketing, there's a lot of aspects to direct marketing, right? There's making sure you have a good website, making sure you're updating it, and you're working on, creating blogs, which then help you to increase your search engine optimization. On my website, I give free guides. I give away free information. So what I'm trying to do is educate the public on what I do, my perspective, what they can do, right? So I do a lot of that, and then I'm gonna what else? I can also do ads in newspapers. So I used to write in a local newspaper. I currently don't because they don't do the newspapers weekly, and they used to do it weekly. So when it was weekly, it worked really well. When it was only monthly, it didn't work well for me in my town. So I've tried a couple of different newspapers, and all the newspapers that I would write for that was like once a month, it just didn't do as well as newspapers that were going out weekly. So I currently don't do that, but I know a lot of people who do that. And then, yeah, so those are essentially some of the things that I am currently doing right now I'm going to speak and I go directly out to people. And then from this big part of marketing, right, I do a lot of social media. So in social media, that itself can be a whole nother genre. So I post to LinkedIn, I post to Facebook, I post to Instagram, I post to YouTube. In YouTube, I create both long form and short form content. So that's what I currently do right now. So, and then in terms of social media, I'm posting consistently. I'm posting daily. I went from posting inconsistently to posting 5 times a week to now posting daily to sharing on, stories. Like every time there's new stuff, um, I'm up to date with, what's going on, what's happening, and what I can do to constantly improve my systems and what I can do to basically give away great information so that people in my community start to, say, hey, this person actually knows what she's talking about, right? So, my clinic at Hands On Therapy Services in Miami, we specialize in helping people with hand and arm injuries, whether it be post surgical or non surgical. So, I write a lot on non surgical types of, you know, issues, diagnoses, things that they can't do now because they're not limited. They're limited. I create a lot of blogs and talk a lot about post-surgical cases, trying to get people to become more aware of like the choices and the options they have, right? So it's not always just like, oh, go wherever your doctor tells you. It's not just go wherever your insurance limits you to, because people are finding more and more that there's a lot of limitations, and doctors only sending them to a certain place, and they're not liking where they're at, they're not seeing progress. Sometimes they don't even know that they should be going somewhere. So people are online looking, and I'm looking to impact and help people. And when I create a lot of content for the clinic, I don't just create it for people in my area. Actually, a lot of people from other areas start reaching in and saying, hey, where are you located? What do how can you help me, and things like that. So I think that there's a lot of space for occupational therapists to come in into this online world and provide a lot of really great information, your perspective, the way you help people specifically. I think that there's a lot of room for you to shine your light and help people, right? So I'm doing that in my way, and hopefully you can do that in your way as well as an occupational therapist. So number one, I'm marketing directly. It's probably number one, right? Number one. Number two is a direct branch off of direct marketing, and social media is one of them. Paid ads is the third thing that I'm doing. And, I would recommend doing paid ads, but I think that sometimes when you work on some of the direct stuff first, that's organic, it can help you to hone your message better. It could help you to become a better speaker, communicator, writer, and really get you to understand who you want to help, how you want to help them. And then once you have an understanding of that, then you're like, oh, okay, this looks good. This looks good. This is actually helping people. I'm going to take that and I'm going to pay for it to get in front of more people. So then you can do Facebook ads, you can do Instagram ads, you can do YouTube ads, you can do Google ads, right? So many different ads. You can put yourself into newspapers, magazines, all sorts of things. There's a lot of different ways to do paid ads. You can do direct mailers to people, but it's something to really consider based on the strategy of your growth, right? It's all based on the strategy of your growth. Um, I'm just sharing with you what I'm currently doing now, but that doesn't mean that you necessarily should blindly copy me because you have to understand your strategy. Like, where are you going and what are you doing with your clinic? Um, but I do that. I do that actually on all aspects of my businesses. So for the clinic, I'm doing this, and then for the program side, I'm doing the same thing. So it doesn't matter if you're creating a brick and mortar space or you're creating like an online space. This applies to both because I'm an example. I'm doing both. I'm doing this for the clinic and I'm doing this for the program side, and I'm doing certain amounts of it for both. But I'm doing it for both. Direct marketing to potential people who need my help. I'm doing, social media is a space, whether you like it or not, is a space where people spend time, learn, look, get entertained. And it's a space that we all need to be in. Um, Number three is doing paid ads. Once you get better with those things, and consider spending money to make money, right? Paid ads. Number four kind of falls in line with a lot of that. To a certain extent, to become a content creator. Like, I never thought I would be on camera as much as I am, but, with the world of AI right now and, like, you can get AI to write a blog for you. You can just ask a few questions. There's so much redundant information of just straight facts, and it's not even facts, it's just written form, right? I don't Some of it is not necessarily fact based, but it's just written forms, it's opinions, but you want to share your perspective, what actually works for your patients. For example, as a certified hand therapist, I believe in treating flexor tendon injuries in a very particular way to get the best possible outcome, right? I know that on that spectrum, there is a huge spectrum of like what you could do. Oh, you could do this protocol, this protocol. Like there's a gazillion protocols right now. All of it, some of it with like different names. It's the same shit. Like if you take side by side, it's literally the same shit, and they tweaked it by half a week so they can name it their own protocol. And, kudos to them for creating something. But what it does is it's leaving your potential patients confused. The more information that we have, the more confusion that can be created. And I would say the same in terms of starting a business. When I started 10 years ago, there was barely any information. And I was searching online. Maybe I didn't know where to look, how to ask, I didn't know the questions to ask. But nowadays, whether you're looking or you're not looking, the information is getting bombarded to you all the time, and it can become confusing. And so, if you think that that's happening to you, like you're getting confused, you're getting bamboozled all over the place with marketing messages, and you're just like, I don't know what to do. What kind of clinic should I grow? Should I do this? Like, should I go online? Should I create a course? Everyone's, creating a course right now. There's a right way and there's a wrong way. The same as with the clinic. There's a right way and there's a wrong way. The right way and wrong way is based on your goals, your lifestyle. What is it that you want? Right? What I want could be different from what you want. So, I actually just had this conversation with my staff. Don't look at me and copy me and think, whatever. You have to look at yourself and say, what is it that you want? So don't just copy blindly, right? But becoming a content creator, coming online, sharing my perspective, sharing my stories, sharing what has really worked for me and what hasn't worked for me can help you problem solve and make decisions about what you want in your career, what you want your business to look like. Sometimes we just need to see that someone else has done it before to know that we too can do something similar, right? I only saw a very small handful of OTs that created their own business. But when I looked closely, they didn't have the kind of business that I necessarily wanted, right? They looked successful, they appeared successful, they appeared to be happy. But I don't think all the pieces were there. And I when I saw that, I knew that I needed to do things a little differently. But I did need to see that someone else had done the same thing. And I'm hoping that, if you are starting out or you are looking like you just started and you're a year or two, a couple years in and you're feeling stuck, I hope that you see that there's someone like you in the occupational therapy space that you can create a really successful business the way you want it, how you want it, and to kind of make the money that you want, the lifestyle that you want, all that comes with a business. Is it easy? Absolutely not. But is it doable and is it enjoyable? It absolutely can be. Right? It actually can be. So hopefully, just me sharing some of this can help you see what's possible for yourself, right? And so becoming a content creator has kind of come with it, and I didn't really know that that was going to be something that would, happen. I kind of sometimes I'm like, really, am I a content creator? But I'm out here making videos all the time. I create content videos, all sorts of things to share both on the clinic side and on the program side. And so I think it's really powerful way to connect with people, so that they could learn more about you and what you do and your perspective, so that they can see like, hey, this person can actually help me. So it falls under a lot of a lot of the direct marketing, but I essentially have become a content creator. Essentially getting on camera. I think nowadays it's really important to get on camera to show and share who you are and your perspective. So that's what I do now, way differently than I ever did before. Before I was just knocking on doctor's doors and I'm like, oh, do you want to send me patients? Now I'm like, fuck that. Uh, I mean, not so aggressively. I love working with doctors, but I cannot solely rely on them to feed my business. So it's really important. That's the fifth one. So I still do market to doctors. I still do market in the workers' comp world in terms of insurance. I really love and enjoy working with injured workers. I feel like they are a group or a patient population that is underserved and that is not served as well as they could be, just because a lot of them don't have or don't know about the choices and the options that are available to them. The type of people who do get hurt, they're not as well versed, right, in terms of what's accessible to them. And so I really love working with that patient population to, help them get best results, because they do a lot of heavy work, a lot of them, and they deserve to get the best possible results. They deserve to live pain free, and, they deserve to, I think that deserve to live a life that isn't just about working. Because, yes, the injured worker gets paid to get back to work, but at the end of the day, you're more than just a worker. At the end of the day, you need your hands and arms and to be pain free, because you want to enjoy your life. You want to enjoy your life outside of work. You want to enjoy your grandkids. You want to enjoy what retirement is going to look like and feel like. And so I strongly believe that those people deserve like really great therapists to work with them. And I want to create that type of environment. Where they're working with skilled therapists, they're given the time and attention they so deserve, and I continue to market to that group of people. But I would say that is such a small percentage of the time of what I spend on to fill my schedule and grow my clinic. So those essentially are the five things that I do to grow my clinic now. I spend a lot more time and energy and money all focused on marketing, social media, paid ads, creating content for them. And I spend a very tiny percentage of time marketing to doctors. So that's what I do to grow and fill my clinic. And if you are just starting out, whatever it takes, just start somewhere to start your therapy clinic, to start your therapy business. And if you're a year or two out, and you're struggling a little bit, just know that it can get better, and you might be in a stage where I was. When I was a year, 2 years into my business, I started to invest in my company and in myself, to learn the business skills that were required to really grow and have the lifestyle that I wanted from the business that I wanted. So I hope this helps you. And if you like content like this, like and subscribe for more videos like this. And I'm going to include the link where you can come in and join my community. I'm building a community for OTs who want to learn more and develop your skills in business and not just in hand therapy. So if you like that, the link's going to be below, and I hope to talk to you real soon. Thanks so much. Hey therapy friends, it's Huang here. Thanks again for watching my video. And if you like videos like this that can help you just crush it in the hand therapy world as an occupational therapist, then hit the subscribe button and enjoy the video. Thanks again for watching.